welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about marriage relationship. Marriage relationship affects people who are about to get married and people who have been in marriage for a long time. So let's go into what we are talking about today. Marriage relationships. What is marriage? Marriage is a relationship where requests are encouraged rather than dictated or commanded. That's what a marriage is. Genesis 2:24 tells us that is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. It is a living and cleaving kind of relationship. But to leave everything and everybody outside and make the relationship work with the person you have chosen to love forever. Now listen to Genesis 2:18. It says, "And the Lord said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." So marriage is the formal or legal recognition or recognized union of a man and woman as partners in a relationship. What is a relationship? A relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. It is the two people showing empathy and understanding in the other person's emotions, thoughts, desires, feelings, and well-being. In a relationship, the two individuals must agree in order to work together in unity. You definitely have things you agree on. You have things you have things in common. You like each other. You love one another. There's something that binds both of you together. Yes, there's something that binds you together. See eye to eye. You understand each other. Want to be together. You are friends. You relate. Communicate. That is a relationship. You don't have it with everybody. There's this one person that you connect with. That is a relationship. So Amos 3:3 says, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" We have to find out. That's what marriage relationship is all about. So covenant, it is a relationship that is supposed to be a lifelong commitment and not something you pack up after a few years or months when things are not going the way you want. So there are covenant marriages, contractual marriage. Let's look at the difference between the two. Covenant marriage is Christ-centered, while a contractual marriage is self-centered. A covenant marriage provides security. A contractual marriage is built on insecurity. Covenant marriage lasts forever after, while a contractual marriage leads to separation. If the contract doesn't work, we separate. A covenant marriage focuses on giving, while a contractual marriage focuses on taking. Give me, give me. You are ready to take. A covenant marriage is totally committed, total commitment. A contractual marriage is half-hearted commitment. What can you do for me? That's what you look at in that area. A covenant marriage is unconditional love. Unconditional love. A contractual marriage is conditional love. Oh yes, you do this, I do this. You do this, I do this. Conditional love. A covenant marriage is made in trust, while a contractual marriage is made in distrust. A covenant marriage is based on relationship, while a contractual marriage is based on results. So a marriage relationship is a union where you compromise. There's work to be done in a marriage relationship. Oh yes, there's a lot of work to be done. Why is that so? Because a beautiful, loving, happy marriage is not automatic. You both have to make it happen. You have to submit to one another, preferring one another, work as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Marriage relationship It's about respect. Never disrespect your spouse. Because marriage is give and take. A wife is happy to join her husband for his football games on TV or to the actual field, while the husband is happy to go out shopping with his wife. There are situations where you have the husband that is always shopping more. You know, that happens. So the wife is happy to go out shopping with the husband. The husband is the head of the family, while the wife is the help suitable for him. Or you can say the wife is the neck of the family. Both cannot do without each other. You need one another in this relationship. So the two in a marriage relationship, let's look at the two in a marriage relationship. They work for the good of the other. They work for the good of the other. No competition with your spouse. Even if you earn more money than your spouse, there should be no. Even if you earn less money, there should be no competition. You are a team. Don't seek to dominate your spouse. Don't seek to dominate. Don't seek to use, cheat, or manipulate your spouse. Don't seek to change your spouse into what you want him or her to be. You love your spouse the way they are before you marry them. If you don't, look for somebody else. Don't seek to change them. They are who they are. You are equal. Give of yourself 100% all the time. Don't give 50%. Don't give 75%. Give of yourself 100% all the time. Encourage each other to be their best. Look for ways to make your relationship filled with fun, laughter. Okay, the role of the husband. Let's look at the role of the husband. The husband is the head of the household. The husband is the provider. You know, when we say the husband is the head of the household, that's if you have a husband in the house. If you are the only one in the house with the children, maybe you've divorced or you never married your man, then you are the head of the household. But when you have a man and a woman in a house, the husband is the head of the household. He's the provider, he's the protector, he protects his family. He's the king of his castle. He's the leader and guide for his family. He's a companion, he's the priest, he's the prophet, he's your lover, he's a friend. He's self-controlled. He's not violent, controls his anger. He's not violent. But when you have somebody who is always violent, he needs to sit down and think about that. He's not violent. He cares for his family. He's able to teach his children. He's committed to his wife. He's a team player and he's an influencer. Now, the role of the wife. Because of changes in society brought about by the women's liberation movement over the last few decades, many view the idea of roles as repugnant. It is also regarded as outdated standard to some. You know, being a Proverbs 31 woman is not about being perfect. It is about living life with purpose, diligence, and Christ-centered. So a wife is the helper of her husband, a nurturer with inner beauty that comes from Christ, a respecter of her husband, a strength of the family, and serves her family, the backbone of the family and industrious, the lover of her husband. She is to submit to the leadership of the husband. You know, they both submit to one another. She is full of faith. That is a wife. She prepares healthy food for her family. She spends her money wisely. She's a homemaker. Creates an inviting atmosphere. You know, makes sure there's peace in the home. A home that the man will want to come to after having worked all day. She uses her time wisely. Those are the roles of the woman. Now, primary needs for men. Men have needs, women have needs. You know? So primary needs for men, the man is self-confident in his personhood as a man. So that is a need. Self-confidence in his personhood as a man. He wants to be listened to. Companionship, he wants to be needed. And a healthy sex life. You can choose 3 times a week, 5 times a week. It's up to you. He needs a healthy sex life. You are his wife. So in order to avoid wanting him to go out, give him a healthy sex life. Now, primary needs for women. The woman needs to be loved. The woman needs to be cherished, to be delighted in. You delight in your wife. To be treated like a queen. To be taken care of and provided for. Those are the needs of women. To be appreciated. To be respected and taken seriously. To be acknowledged as a viable partner in the relationship. We have relationships where the family is growing up, they've just gotten married, and then it's the husband that works, the wife is not able to work because she's taking care of children. That's wonderful. Encourage her. Don't be upset or talk about you don't have a job. The baby is a job. The baby is a job. And by the time she's done with that, if you are not able to, because your responsibilities are many and she has to go back to work, then that's something you discuss. You look for where to keep the child while she goes to work, where the child will be taken care of while she goes to work. But don't look down on her and say, oh, you are not working. I'm the only one doing all the work. No, you are not. She's working. She's taking care of that child. And like I said, you can always look for a place to keep the child while she goes back to work. And then both of you make more money, the family is enriched, the family does well, and things are better for you. Preparation is a key requirement. You need to do, before you are married. Preparation, that's what we're looking at. Preparation is key requirement. Make sure your family knows your spouse and you know his family. Long courtships might help you know each other better. Long courtships, it could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. You have some couples do 5 years courtship or even longer. It's up to you, whatever you want. So long courtships might help you know each other better. Both are gainfully employed. You have situations where the man is already made it and he feels, the wife doesn't need to work. That's for you to decide. Discuss loans that are outstanding, like student loans, credit cards, balances, etc. Share if you have children already. It's very important. Would you like a family? Those are things you share. How many kids? Do you want 1 kid? Do you want 2 kids? Do you want 4 kids? Do you want 10 kids? It depends. Talk about stuff like that and find out what your spouse thinks and how they are wired. Attend marriage counseling. Very important. It helps you to know a lot of things about your spouse before you get married. Plan the wedding day, but most importantly, plan for after the wedding. The wedding day is very important. After the wedding is more important. So where to live, save money for at least 6 months to a year's rent, money for food, and paying bills. How do you pay bills? How do you save? How do you save? You might decide to have a joint account in order to, use that to pay rent or to buy food or to do regular things that you do. And then have separate accounts for yourselves. It depends. Talk about it. Those are things you discuss in a premarital counseling stage. Your preparation will determine your experience in the marriage. When you prepare, a lot of things you'll be able to take care of, so that when you get into the marriage, it's already been taken care of. So you are not going to be sitting down and saying, okay, how do we do this? No, you already know. Make sure you are 100% whole, not a mental or emotional wreck. Make sure that you are 100% whole, not a mental or emotional wreck. Words to live by. In order to enjoy a great marriage relationship, generously use words like, I'm sorry. Generously use words like, I am sorry. Please. What do you think? Thank you. are words that are sweet to the ears. Those are words that are considerate. So words to avoid. You never did this. You never gave me. You never did. Avoid that. I hate you. That's not even a word you want to use. And then the D word, divorce. That is a word you want to avoid. Those three words, you want to avoid them by all means. So keys to a great marriage relationship. Keys to a great marriage relationship. Marriage is a covenant for life and not a contract. We have established that. Your spouse should be your best friend. Nothing hidden, nothing, nothing between you guys that will not be known. Discuss everything. Your spouse should be your best friend. Put God at the center of your marriage. Call upon God on everything. Have Him be the center of your marriage. Prefer your spouse to every other. Prefer your spouse to every other person. Be quick to forgive. Be quick to forgive. Appreciate one another. Appreciate one another. Whatever he does. Oh, that's so nice, Lord. Oh, thank you. Make your relationship filled with fun. You will have fun. You will enjoy it. You will enjoy. Before you know it, it's 25 years of celebrating. You'll be celebrating 50 years of marriage. If God keeps you guys, you'll be celebrating 75 years of marriage, and so on and so forth. And so shall it be, in Jesus' mighty name. God bless you. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to what you have heard, and press the like button. That will help us a great deal. God bless you. God bless you so much. Now, when we have next week, next week we will upload another video again. So watch out for us. We are going to upload another video next week. So God bless you. And before I go, everything I have talked about today is from this book. Everything we have talked about is from this book. And there's many more things in this book. Now, the book is called Before and After You Say I Do Workbook. Before and After You Say I Do, Keys to Building a Healthy Marriage by Dr. Nikki Adasi, Dr. Rosalind Nikki Adasi. It's a workbook. It will help you a great deal. And after you finish, reading it, you can pass it on to your friends. You can pass it on to somebody in your office so that they too can be blessed. We all need something